When it comes to investing in real estate, Dubai has, for the last couple of years, certainly been the hype. However, recently Abu Dhabi has seen more and more interest. Abu Dhabi has been very much overlooked for a while due to the hype and attraction that Dubai gets being such a big tourism spot. Well, let's break down the real estate opportunities here and see why Abu Dhabi is starting to get more attraction and investments from overseas. Firstly, the population is very similar. So Abu Dhabi's population stands at 4.1 million and Dubai's at 4 million. As I mentioned, Dubai is very much known globally. You have the hype behind it. It's the tourism hotspot, has massive attractions like the Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Mall, and various others, as well as a very diverse real estate market, which has pulled in various different investors, and you can almost certainly find a product for everyone. The flip side of this is Abu Dhabi is the capital of the United Arab Emirates. It's backed by oil and sovereign funds. Most look at it to be much more family focused, a quieter lifestyle than Dubai. It's certainly been more controlled and strategic in growth, but recently has been adding a lot of emerging tourist hotspots to its future. With only being an hour drive apart, similar population, let's look at how the prices do compare. So Dubai, you've got a wide range of developers and a really high volume at the moment. So various different developers launching in different locations, price points, payment plans. There is a lot of stock coming to the market. It has seen a 5% population growth nearly year on year. So you can understand where that may come from in terms of the supply. And there's supply across the market for affordable all the way to luxury. The apartments you can see in Dubai and let's say the likes of downtown DIFC and Palm Jumeirah can get pretty expensive. You can be looking at over 4,000 dirham per square foot, up to maybe 6,000 dirham per square foot for some of the apartments on the Palm. So there is a lot of luxury products in the market that are certainly demanded but command that higher price point. Abu Dhabi has a lot more control on the supply, which we've mentioned previously. So there's less developments coming up. People tend to stay here for a lot longer and have done for many years. You've got a lot less expats in Abu Dhabi than you do in Dubai. And many say this is where the majority of Emiratis live. Right now, there's less luxury products than you would see in Dubai. This is due to who we're seeing coming to Abu Dhabi and the demand for this type of thing. It's not in great abundance like it is in Dubai. Dubai tends to bring in a lot of wealthy individuals and they need the luxury lifestyle, whereas Abu Dhabi doesn't quite have the same demand. If you're comparing average price per square foot in Dubai, you're looking at around 1,700 dirhams across the board, whereas Abu Dhabi is around 1,300 dirhams. So a relatively big difference there, so you will get more value for money in Abu Dhabi than you will in Dubai. Rental yields and returns, well, they do both operate quite similar. What you can expect in Dubai is a 7% rental yield for the apartments across the board for a 12-month rental. That's Dubai Land Department data. For townhouses, you can expect around a 5%. You can expect very similar in Abu Dhabi. The only point I would make in terms of differences here is to do short-term or Airbnb in Dubai is a lot more desired than it is in Abu Dhabi. Because you have more tourists coming to Dubai, it means that you can typically short-term for a premium and achieve an extra 1 to 2% on your yield, whereas in Abu Dhabi, again, you will be able to short-term, but maybe not at the premiums that you can expect in Dubai. Abu Dhabi tends to be more stable in terms of the tenants you have. People tend to be there for the long term, whereas Dubai, they might only be there for a year, whereas Dubai, you tend to see a higher turnover of tenant. That certainly makes it a bit more volatile. What you can expect with Dubai is potentially some higher upside, but more swings in terms of income that you can expect, rental prices going up and down, whereas Abu Dhabi is more consistent and lower risk. We've mentioned tourism and people coming to the Emirates, but right now Dubai has so many different communities that draw attractions, such as the Marina, downtown, Palm Jumeirah. All these places get filled up with tourists, whereas Abu Dhabi right now doesn't have as many attractions, but it's certainly building on this. Abu Dhabi's done so much with Yas Island, and you've now got Disney World coming, so a lot of tourists will be going to that location. Last year it generated just under 40 million tourists, and once Disneyland comes up here, you will get even more. Going back to the supply, Abu Dhabi definitely controls this better than Dubai. Dubai has various different developers in different locations launching daily. There's a new launch nearly every 16 hours in Dubai, and there's over 150 active developers. Whereas in Abu Dhabi, it tends to be majority of the developers are government backed, and there's substantially less projects in the market. This falls into demand, and of course Dubai is managing to sell these projects. They're not just sitting unsold. However, it leads us to that possibility of an oversupply, which long term would mean that the prices would stagnate. If you're looking at investing in either here, well, what's the strategy? Well, Dubai, you can probably get in on a flip a little bit easier than you would in Abu Dhabi. The market can change a lot quicker here, and you've got that opportunity to make a good level of appreciation in a short period of time. The other pro would be using the short-term rentals to your advantage. As I say, you would make an extra 20 to 25% potentially on short-terming it rather than long-term. So you can expect numbers of 8.5 to 9% net quite easily if you are on short-term with the perfect unit. On the flip side to this, Abu Dhabi, if you're looking for something a lot safer, less volatile, where you can expect stability in your investment and the numbers that you can expect, well, Abu Dhabi would be your play. What's worth noting is personally I see that there's good options in both Emirates. It's not a case of you go for one or the other, it just depends on what investment strategy. What I would say is there's good options in both Emirates. It does really depend on your investment strategy and what you see for the future for these Emirates. If you would like to discuss this further and go into details on the projects, then click the link below and we can discuss this further.